Hey guys, Fubkin here. Never mind, this is another YouTube channel. Anyways, so my plans for 0.3, I'm gonna give you guys a TLDR in the first few seconds of the video, and then I'm going a little bit more in depth. I think if you guys want to play Holopalm, the best build for it is Deadeye Falling Thunder. And you can also play Invoker Falling Thunder. The trait is Deadeye is way more comfy with charge generation and has way better damage. And Invoker has ES sustain because Deadeye doesn't have any ES sustain beside of Ghost Dance and Convalescence, which is working like a Val Discipline from PoE 1 with a 30-second cooldown. And you have to make the decision for yourself. Like any softcore player, 100% Deadeye, in my opinion. Hardcore Monk is fine as well. If you want to play Ranger, you can level with Fabgun's Guides, with Lightning Arrow and stuff. And I would urge you guys to swap as late as possible if you want to play Holopalm because you need gear. Yeah, in general, Holopalm is bait. I don't think that there is any moment in time in character progression where Holopalm would ever be better than using a weapon. Just to be clear, I think it's actually bait. Why am I playing it anyways? Because I want to have fun, and there's one upside to it. If you would have a build that deals enough damage, like this one, then it's okay to take it, yeah? Like, for example, if I had an actual weapon in this build, and I lose, like, a lot of crit chance and all, but, like, an actual weapon, also I have wrong attack speed in here, an actual weapon is always going to be, like, this is attack rate 1 again, an actual weapon is always going to be better, not even close, like, by far, than Holopalm. When it comes to damage, Holopalm is only giving you attack speed for the trade-off of damage. That can be sometimes useful, however. And why? Yeah, let's do a little bit of deep dive. So Deadeye has this called shots notable. This is basically like we have a lot of unknown information, right? Passive tree, etc. This is one of the unknown informations that we have additionally on top, which is a deal or no deal for me on Deadeye. Called shots is now making it so that you like can sniper's mark a monster, and when you can hit it, the sniper's mark gets consumed, right? So you get a power charge, but that's whatever because of resonance on the tree. What happens is you attack it with something with a projectile. This could be staggering palm, for example, by the way. And then it chains to the marked enemies and grants the called shots meta skill that repeatedly marks enemies near you, bypassing your mark limit. And this one is like a little bit iffy with the wording. This could mean that it's basically like a mark proliferation, which would be insane. Basically, you attack once and the projectile chains to the sniper mark guy, and when the sniper mark guy is proliferating 9 enemies around him instantly, and all 9 have sniper's mark as well. But repeatedly marks enemies near you could also mean every, I don't know, 0.5 seconds, another enemy gets a sniper's mark. In that case, it would be kind of dog shit, you know? So this is the maker or breaker of a build for Deadeye for me. If it works really well and the charge generation is working really well, so charge generation is you sniper's mark something, and when you crit it, which you have 100% crit for, you consume the mark and you get a frenzy, but you don't get a frenzy, actually you get a power charge. No? This is basically the idea. If it works quite well on Deadeye, it is undisputed the by far best Holopalm ascendancy, because Falling Thunder, I am very sure, is by far the best Holopalm ability, because it's the only thing that deals damage in the current game with quarterstaffs, because someone at GGG thought it's okay to let Lightning Spear live, but to kill Frozen Locusts, I don't know why. Anyways, then Deadeye gets 20% more damage multiplier with point blank. You get your charge sustain, you get 10% critical weakness, and you get Tailwind, right? So it's really, really, really potent and strong. So, how is Falling Thunder looking, by the way? I will yoink a clip from Alkaiser's YouTube here. I'm going to show you guys. Basically, you attack an enemy and you have a melee part and you see the projectiles up there, right? You have a melee part and you see the projectiles behind. All of these projectiles shotgun and hit. This is why Falling Thunder is kind of potent. And you have, like if you read the skill gem now, you have some insane synergies. 50% more damage per power charge consumed. You are going to consume 7. So you are just getting straight up 350% more damage. Then you get 100% more damage if a power charge was consumed. So you get 350 and 100% more if a power charge was consumed, right? And then I think with POB, I did it like before, like they made this additional change here. Falling Thunder, 20% more damage per power charge consumed. So actually this 350 is in reality, oops, I forgot. It is 490, no? Damage went up a little bit. So these two things, and then fires 3 projectiles per power charge consumed. So you create 21 projectiles like this, and you can also use salvo. Salvo is giving you, if you like wait a little bit, it's like seals. It's like we have unleash. I think in PoE 1 works a little bit like this. You get like a seal every 2 seconds. So every 6, if you wait 6 seconds, you basically get 6 additional projectiles. That's why the count is 27 here. However, these are fired into random directions. So it's kind of fair to say that it's like only 110 million and not 140 million on bosses, because you probably don't use salvo and you take some of a new. That's something I didn't talk about yet, but we also will probably have new support gems. Some of them will be useful, but we have to wait until we have the actual information, right? So this POB is just like a template. Sideways, we can't really make guides and all, and if people are making full guides, you can already know that lemma. Anyways, the plan I have right now is that we staggering palm around, generate rage with it a little bit, and like the project, like staggering palm is if you heavy stun an enemy with, well, like decent Q, second part, if you heavy stun them, you are getting a buff where you are having projectiles now firing every time you attack. Charge staff, you also just like have lightning empowerment, right? You consume frenzies, power charges, and then you are just getting some additional flat lightning damage. And yeah, Infernal Cry before, so you like try to get your charge staff up, then you get power charges to power your Falling Thunder, and before you do the Falling Thunder, you Infernal Cry. This is basically going to be the DPS rotation, and when you are mapping, you are just sniper marking and Deadeye Ascendancying it up for getting power charges, and when you are doing bosses, you are doing the sacrifice tag that Al Kaiser did last patch. Al Kaiser did a Mobalytics for that one, and I'm going to link that in the description for you. So basically, that's why Deadeye gets a lot of damage. Deadeye seems to be very good sustain of charges. However, Deadeye doesn't have sustain. Yeah, and that's where Invoker can become interesting, because Invoker has 2 good Ascendancy nodes, Spirit, Fix, and Meditate. Meditate got nerfed, I know, it's only 150% overflow at this point. I still think it is most likely the best defensive Ascendancy that we have in the game. Not most likely, I'm convinced it is the best defensive Ascendancy in the game. Also, just on a side comment, if anyone tells you this or this is good, they don't understand anything about PoE2, and you can already know it's a bad build creator. And if someone is telling you this is good, then I would instantly unsubscribe. Like, because this is a spell, you don't scale it with anything beside of your crit, and it deals 10% of white monsters HP, and it got buffed by 100% more damage. For some reason, people think if you buff dog shit by 100% of damage, then the dog shit suddenly turns into, I don't know. Anyways, good luck dealing 20% of white monsters HP. Is next patch with Hollow Palm. Anyways, if I would play Invoker, I would go Meditate, Lead Me Through Grace, and probably Usher Rage, because single target uptime. Maybe I take this for map mods, but this basically doesn't do a lot outside of map mods. Anyways, so Invoker is another thing. If you play Ranger, however, and you should 100% play Ranger in softcore, you definitely level with what Fabgun did in his YouTube guide with Lightning Arrow, blah. If you play Monk, you can also play bows, but I would actually suggest you to play maces. I did a run yesterday with it for a bit, and I was genuinely surprised by how good maces feel right now for monk leveling. I did not think that this is actually a thing, but this was a fresh start. And I am fighting Candlemass here, and that's the damage you deal. I mean, this was a crit to be fair, but throughout the campaign it felt really good, really comfy. And here the reason, I mean, some people, or most of you guys that watched my content are softcore guys. And in softcore, I always feel like it's a non-argument what I'm about to say, but a lot of people told me you guys actually like to play hardcore builds because you just hate to die 1,000 times in campaign anyways. And maces on Monk have a big upside. You can see my EHP, right? You have a lot of HP because you need strength. And that is insanely good. And that's the reason why I'm very, very sure that if I play Monk, or like 100% sure if I play Monk, I do maces, because you just get a lot of strength and you have actually HP. It's such a big difference if you fight Geonor on 200 HP or on 430 or some stuff like that. And yeah, I'm going to probably link this stuff, like this leveling POB with Monk. It has like the skills in here. You obviously use Mace Strike, and then it has like Conk and Martial Tempo, and then this has Conk as well, right? Later you can just use everything on everything, but for now, if you want to do practice runs for Mace Strike, you just use it until you have Perfect Strike, right? And then when you can use Perfect Strike, you're never auto-attacking again, so then you can just put your gems on rolling, blah blah blah, and like from the top to the bottom, you just should change stuff. But yeah, with shield charge having no cooldown, shield charge also might be able to prime enemies, and without cooldown, like this might be an angle, by the way. And then later you just leap slam without a cooldown, and leap slam primes them for bone shatter as well. It looked really good to me. And yeah, anyways, we have to wait for full passive tree informations, obviously. I cannot give any full build guides until I have all the informations, but Falling Thunder, in my opinion, the best quarterstaff ability we have right now. Deadeye seems to be insane for it. Like, you get 20% more damage, you get 5% base crit, you get Tailwind, and you get hopefully very, very good power charge generation. And yeah, this is not perfect. Also, you never take strength notes here. Obviously, this is a CI build now. I'm basically just inting on this tree. But yeah, you guys get the idea probably. Lastly, Falling Thunder, how does it work? The mechanics. So in the POB, I have Falling Thunder here that is counted as the melee hit. You can see this here, 3.8 mil. And then I have a Falling Thunder here with projectiles. Salvo is a little bit bait because this is for map clearing. This is really good for map clearing because projectiles are fired into random directions. But for bossing, you probably don't want to use Salvo. There will probably be new tech with the new support gems they are going to add. And then we are using something else, but this is for like mapping. For purposes of damage showing, I added a quarterstaff here with the bonuses you get from the hollow palm, but I reduce my attack rate to close to 1 to not fake my DPS, right? This is just one Falling Thunder hitting, basically. No, 58% less attack speed in here. So you are going to have some extra attack speed with hollow palm, and then it will all feel a little bit better. The rest of the modifiers, just explain real quick. Accuracy rating, self-explanatory, because the game thinks that you sometimes don't hit with melee, POB thinks you don't hit with melee stuff. Infernal Cry doesn't work, so I put it in manually. Premeditation doesn't work either. Put it in manually. Rage doesn't work, which was Lamau in POB too. I put it in manually. And this is a support gem or something with a war cries. And then 490% more damage. So just read Falling Thunder. We get 50% more damage per power charge consumed, which will add up to 350 if you have 7. But then in the patch notes, they also showed that Falling Thunder gets 20% more damage per power charge consumed. So this is going to be 490 instead. This is this line. And then you are going to get 100% more damage if a power charge was consumed. That is this line. Then the trailer that GGG made showed some line on the hollow palm, which is giving you, let me show you, which is giving you flat physical damage based on skill level. I just took the usual damage numbers here that like any level 20 gem has right now. So for example, Staggering Palm, I just took that number, 160 to like 240 or some shit, 230. Yeah, I just took this number, and this last line here is just generic on gear. Like, I don't have any crit chance on anything, and I just wanted to cap out at 100 real quick. So yeah, Hollow Palm, TLDR. it is bait. It is never better than anything else. You are trading off basically half of your damage for having a little bit more speed and feeling less clunky. Keep that in mind. So you always want to play an ability that has insane base damage. The only ability that has insane base damage right now, as I know, and to my best knowledge, with quarterstaffs is Falling Thunder. That's why we are going, that's why I'm going to play it. However, do not swap early into it. If anyone is telling you it's a good campaign, no, it's not. You need actual gear. You need gear with evasion ES. If you have decent evasion ES gear and decent attack rings, then you can start to log into this build. Not earlier. I am one of the faster players. I'm not logging into this until day 2 earliest. And yeah, until then, you can play Lightning Arrow, you can play Lightning Spear, whatever, and farm your gear, and then eventually swap to the Hollow Palm. And yeah, thanks for watching. If we have more information and all, I'm probably doing some guide and all. But until here, I hope that I was able to help you guys. Bye.